Okay, hello friends. I am humbled to be able to share this presentation with you. My name is Robin, and I'm a longtime DC resident. In August 2014, while I was reading a document at work, I suffered a silent stroke. Within a week, it damaged my optic nerves. Now, optic nerves transfer images from your brain to the eyes. I was not sick, and there was no indication that this was about to happen. I was basically just thrown out into this dark world. I have spent the last 8 years of my life dealing with this challenge, adapting and overcoming the odds of being disabled. I was let go, or basically fired from my job. There was obviously no place for an artist who could not see. I'm blessed to still have about 25% vision left. Here I can see shapes, shadows, and bright colors, and then very, very close up with a magnifying glasses, I can read large lettering. I can't see myself in the mirror, but that's not such a big deal, right? Because, hey, as we age, we can feel lots of wrinkles. But between the two eyes, I'm able to get around. I'd like to share with you stuff I've learned over the years, and I'm still learning today, so you, my friends, can learn with me. The whole goal is to gain back the independence we have lost. There's a huge emotional toll surrounding this illness. When you get sick, when you ask somebody, what is the worst part of the body that they could lose, they will say the eyes. I do have to say that might be easier for those who have slowly lost their vision like me, because I had more time to figure out the future. I'm a single person, and after I lost my vision for months, people helped me do everything. When they're gone, and they will go back to their lives and their own families and friends, you're on your own, and you have to figure out how to go on normally. The logistics of getting around are a nightmare. How can I get to my doctor's appointments if I can't read when and where they're supposed to be? There's no one to tell me I'm walking into a stop sign, or to help me cry it off when I bump into a cabinet or bleeding from my shins because I hit all my furniture. Not only do people with low vision have to maintain dignity and are expected to go on with their normal lives, they have to expose themselves to a lot of pity. Your family and friends are terribly affected. My boyfriend of 2 years walked out saying, I don't need another job. Relationships will suffer because there's a resentment if one partner is doing all of the work. You're so scared, you won't even try to make coffee anymore. But through these emotional hardships, you can learn to be stronger. I have learned there's amazing technology at our fingertips, and there are hints and tips and ways to make life more comfortable and safe for us. I'd like to read the first paragraphs of my memoirs. The reality of my situation was really hitting me hard. After daylight, I stumble outside to my car. As I stroke the familiar fake leather steering wheel cover and feel the leather seat beneath me, I say, well, Betty, we've had some good times, didn't we? I say this gently to my car, trying not to imagine tomorrow when a stranger will hand me cash, my license plates, and then drive Betty away forever. I decide to leave the Go Nationals baseball sticker on the car's bumper. It's 7 months into blindness, and I've come to the end of my independence, the finality of denial towards my vision loss. The impossibility of this reality comes crashing down. Even the toughest doctors say, I'll never be fixed. I sit on my steps, wet from DC's late March dusting of snow, in front of the shadowy mass that was once, to my previous eyes, a little red car. It is the saddest evening of all my 58 years of evenings, clutching the keys, weeping inconsolably. So as you can see from my writing, the lack of independence is the most difficult ladder to climb. I have gone through stages of grief, not unlike losing a loved one. Denial, this can't be happening to me. Bargaining, I'll be a better person. Anger, why me? What have I done to deserve this degree of misfortune? Depression, well deserved, as long as you can pull yourself out of it. And finally, acceptance. And this stage could take years to get to. I still get sad, which is okay, and I'm still always angry that this happened to me. I'll go to the ballpark. See, I can see movement down on the field. The rest of the game, friends will tell me who's winning. I mean, who watches the ball game anyway? My point is, I look at the crowd of 30,000 people and I think to myself, why am I the only one in this whole big stadium who has gotten a rare illness? I am the only blind person in this whole crowd. I believe many people, especially people on this online today, can relate to these feelings of loneliness. Little things that you never paid attention to, like crossing the street or making an omelet or buying the right ice cream in the store, or even knowing where the light switches are in your home that you have lived in for 30 years, gets confusing. Reading your mail and recognition of friends becomes confusing. A million little things become huge challenges to overcome. And when you are disabled in any way, you have to become an individual who is flexible and determined to recreate or continue your way of life. You will learn to recognize voices of your friends and use tools to read your mail. Everything I've learned has led me back to what I needed to be: confident and self-sufficient. Proper health care may slow down or even prevent low vision or blindness. Keep in mind that as we age, our eyesight may start to dwindle as well, and that is normal. The cause of eyesight loss can be passed down through the generations. Eye diseases that are age-related, like macular degeneration, retinitis pigmentosus, they're diseases that can lead to blindness that we have to control, that we have no control over. But getting medical help, you can hold off for many years. This is called preventative medicine. Please be proactive with your doctors. At least we can give ourselves more time with medication and diet and therapy. If you have diabetes, glaucoma, cataracts, I can't stress it enough. Low vision or blindness may be avoidable in many cases with proper advanced ophthalmological care. The Prevention of Blindness Society of Greater Washington sponsors a low vision clinic in DC, Maryland, and Virginia. I recommend seeing specialists at one of these clinics for basic checkups, proper sunglass lenses, colors, and eyeglasses, scripts, and introduction to the latest visual enhancements. They have neat gadgets on the market now. They take Medicare, and their contact information is 301 222 7382. If you're losing vision, I think it's a miraculous time for technology and advancements in providing useful tools to help maintain a productive and comfortable life. Our electronics, for instance, cell phones, computers, iPads, they are filled with apps to help us make our daily lives easier. There's an app called Be My Eyes or The Seeing Eye, in which you press one button and a volunteer answers the phone. They may be in New Jersey, California, New Mexico. The other day, I didn't know if a pair of pants that I wanted to put on was brown or black. So I turned on the live picture onto the pants, and the nice lady from Florida told me which was which. I've used similar apps before when the lettering on bottles was so light that even with my magnifying glasses, I couldn't tell which was the shampoo or conditioner. Blind individuals Velcro or sew tiny dots on their pants, 1 dot for black, 2 for brown, 3 for blue, etc. Several apps will actually lead to documents that you can read out loud. I know many people don't have someone at home to answer these very simple questions. Okay, I know you're laughing. I know. But can you believe it? I was actually on the metro, which in itself is a whole new challenging adventure. So I was on the metro, and this little girl came up to me and said, "Hey, lady, I like your shoes." She must have thought I was a trendsetter. This has happened to me more than once. I realize I have 2 different gloves or boots on. My solution, I use metal clips for each pair. Then when I reach for them, I know exactly that they match. Or I'll call one of the seeing eye volunteers on the camera app. Like I mentioned before, I'll take pictures with my cell phone of my products that I use and my groceries in case someone else has to purchase them, as you can see for the upper right pictures. And I have a friend who, in exchange for pizza, comes to the house at the beginning of every season to help me color organize my clothes. Before I go out to dinner, I get on the restaurant's website and I I blow up the menus so I can see what's on offered for dinner. If the restaurants are too dark and the copy is too small on the menu, so I'm not being rude and reading the menu on my iPhone when I'm in the restaurant and I'm able to engage with my dinner mates, just like when I could see. I know what to order before I even arrive. These little helpful hints all lead to independence. I must admit, I read a lot. Audiobooks seem to be my new hobby since I've been retired. And our Libby app is the library app, which is so important. You can see it right there. I think we've all learned how to get into Libby through Teresa's patient teachings. But basically, all you need is a library card. I choose the audiobook as my option. With that same library card, you can also access the Martin Luther King Library Center for Accessibility. They offer live technology classes and will send a free audiobook cassette reader to your home. You simply order book cassettes. You can even learn Braille at the Center for Accessibility, but I think that at our ages, that might be just a little too ambitious. I've learned my way around the kitchen and no longer burn my hands on the toaster oven and smack into the open refrigerator door. And I feel comfortable cooking now with dozens of solutions geared around safety and proper techniques. Please enjoy this short video.
Hello everyone, this is Robin, your legally blind blonde, coming to you from Washington, D.C. I hope all my visually impaired friends are doing well this evening. Since I lost most of my vision 5 years ago, I have been recreating and adapting to my life. And one of the things I find is important is to keep my daily routines and my rituals. And the most important one for me, in the morning.
Oh, sorry.
Hello
Hey, we
everyone,
get to start
this is
again.
Robin, your legally blind blonde, coming to you from Washington, D.C. I hope all my visually impaired friends are doing well this evening. Since I lost most of my vision 5 years ago, I have been recreating and adapting to my life. And one of the things I find is important is to keep my daily routines and my rituals. And the most important one for me in the morning, so I can get up and go, is my coffee. So I'm going to give a quick rundown of how I make my coffee, mostly by feel. And if you could follow along, that'd be great. So basically I have my coffee maker here, and I always put a cloth underneath it to catch the inevitable coffee grinds and water that's gushing over the side. Okay? All right? I've already filled this up with water, the coffee pot, and I'm going to run and get the coffee. I have a very small kitchen, which is helpful for me. Everything is in its place, and I know where everything is. Okay? All right, get my coffee. And a filter. Maxwell House. Don't judge me. My dad drank it. Okay, inside the coffee, I have a 2-cup spoon, and I know exactly how many grinds to make 2 cups of coffee. I make sure the filter's in there nice and flush to the sides. Take my cup, fill it to the top, hold on to it tight, and put it directly in the center. I can feel this. So perfect. Okay, great. Top on and filters. Put it back so I know where it is tomorrow morning. Okay. Now what I have here is a water bottle, and I cut it off 3/4, and because I can see bright colors, I take day glow tape, put it around the whole top, and then I put it in the hole here. Basically, gently pour the water in. Okay. Shut it. I have just a few buttons. This is a very simple coffee maker. Very bottom one here is the on button. And the light goes on. So I can see that light very, very dimly, the little green light, so I know it's on. Okay, now I'm going to make my coffee. I think I will use my Star Trek coffee mug. It's very cool. The guys on the Enterprise beam up when you put hot liquids in it. Okay, so I pour my coffee, and today I'm going to use a little bit of cream and a little bit of flavoring. Just pop that in. Now with my liquid level detector, I know how far I'm going. Perfectly to the top. And that's how I make my coffee. So have a lovely day, and I'll see you soon.
Okay, I am back. Since then, I have gotten a Keurig, and that's a lot easier. If you are still able to see contrasting colors, this is the way to go in the kitchen. I use white cutting boards and cut red tomatoes on it. I make egg salad in a black bowl. Once at a restaurant, I asked the waiter to bring my fettuccine Alfredo, which is obviously white, in a black bowl. Previously, at a group dinner, my white pasta sat in a bowl getting cold in front of me, and I never even knew it was in front of me. In a big black with a Sharpie, I've written on each spice in my cabinet container, G for garlic, B for basil, etc. In the bathroom, make sure you don't use hemorrhoid cream for your toothpaste. I know everybody's laughing because we've all done silly things like that, even when you can see. But you can put contrasting color tape or write the product's name in big letters on it, or actually just replace the tubes back into the proper place. We have many organizations in the DC metro area to reach out to for assistance. Just speaking to others who are going through the same challenges can be helpful. Columbia Lighthouse for the Blind offers classes in white cane and mobility training. Even for us with low vision, a white cane can make the difference between getting run down by a scooter on the sidewalk or taking a tumble on the curb. To utilize CLB, you may need to be certified disabled by DCRA or as legally blind by doctors. YourEyes.org, which is the active site of the Prevention Blindness Society of Metropolitan Washington, constantly offers a wide range of lectures, interactive town halls, and events. And they run a medical and legal resource line as well. Their resource hotline number is 301 951 4444. And every month they send out a very informative large print newsletter that you can see by this photo. The Prevention of Blindness Society recently offered a lecture on diabetes and blindness. All of their lectures are taped and available online. NFB, the National Federation of the Blind, which is actually located in downtown Baltimore, offers a cool resource called the Newsline. After you sign up and get an ID, with this simple landline or cell phone call, you can listen to any newspaper or magazine around the world. You have to struggle through the annoying robotic voice, but it's still the only way I can read the Washington Post and People magazine. Newsline number is 202 448 3007. When I first got sick, I used an uncomfortable handheld magnifying glass. Nothing will make you feel so old as to walk around with a magnifying glass in your hand. So now you see, I go to a neurologist because my injury is neurological and not related to my actual eye. My eyes look perfectly fine, and I'm told they're still green. But the nerves will be forever damaged unless they come up with some miraculous cure, which actually happens every day. My eyesight is so blurry that no prescriptions work, so I found pairs of 6.0 magnifying glasses and have dozens around the house. Why do I have dozens, you ask? Well, I have dozens because I step on them and I break them and I lose them. And I know you all can relate to that. I get them cheap from Amazon. You can see by the photo on the right. There are also a dozen of large monitors and smaller screens that will magnify documents and mail and make them possible for you to read. When I realized my shower stall was unsafe and that there was a risk of falling, I began searching options to make my life and my living space more hazard-free. I, like many seniors, have the long-term plan to age comfortably and safely in my home. I contacted the district's Department of Aging's Safe at Home program. The Safe at Home program provides a no-cost, proactive, protective installation products and modifications throughout the home. If you qualify for this assistance, an occupational therapist comes to your home to assess potentially dangerous fall spots. They may adjust your lighting fixtures for better visibility and less eye strain. I had a grab bar installed in my home, in my shower, and a backyard railing installed to navigate the steps. You can contact the number on the screen, DACL 202-724-5626. I highly recommend reading up or listening to lectures on falling and how to fall without being seriously hurt. Aging and bad eyes may just be a recipe for disaster unless you take precautions. I'm almost positive that everyone here today online is aware of this Metro Access availability through WMATA. Once signed up, you have access to low-cost taxis, wheelchair accessibility transport, and free metro train. They have a lot of options. Those with disabilities and seniors are eligible. The last years have been quite difficult with COVID and the lack of socialization. The fact that your eyesight is declining adds additional isolation. We must push ourselves to get out. Washington offers huge selection of indoor and outdoor activities. Take a swim or it's water aerobics at one of the local pools. Get together with your family and friends for meals and dinner, or grab your strong son or daughter and rent a tandem bike. That's a lot of fun if they go slow. Go bowling. I don't think anybody at the bowling alley cares if you throw a ball into the next lane. Go to a shelter to adopt a free senior pet. An animal in the home is always a calming presence. Go back to church. It's always a great way to socialize. Join your area's senior centers or villages, or volunteer. I actually teach a fun senior chair yoga class twice a week. It is sponsored by Capitol Hill Village, and everyone is welcome for this free Zoom class. I focus on stretching the spine and gently working at muscles. Just email me if you'd like to join, and I will register you. My number's on the line. My email address is there on the screen, blum50@comcast.net, and it's every Monday and Thursdays. In, in 427 BC, Plato said, necessity is the mother of invention. This should be a motto to live by. We just get it done. I'm not a vain person, but I realized that I couldn't put my makeup on anymore. I couldn't see in the mirror. My hand wasn't steady. So I actually found a place that would give me a permanent eyeliner. It's a tattoo that goes under my eye. It's a pale gray, and I love it. So that's why I'm saying necessity is the mother of invention.
Great job, Robin. That was
Almost finished.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
When you find yourself traveling and shopping and taking walks in the park, you will realize you have gained your independence back. I hope you have enjoyed this presentation.